got myself a piece of fabric 36 inches square. I folded it in half, then in half again, and then diagonally, so that I come and I pressed it down so that I have got my markings. I wish to make a whole cloth quilt, and I'm going to use some stencils to actually mark it out. It's an idea I was looking at, and I thought, let's give this a go. I pulled out my Ultimate Stencil by Cindy Needham. Lots of us have them, so I thought we would use this as our template. I'm going to use the square one, I think, to start with, just to give me a basis of where I want to be. And I'm going to line it up with the centre point and along the creased lines that I've got. So I've got the square, and I'm going to mark the point, and I'm going to do the largest square, and I'm going to mark it out. Now I'm going to use the friction pen. It's what I like to use, and I'm happy enough to use it. But please use whichever method you like to use to mark out the centre square. When you get your stencils, you get to download the only guide you would need to use this. And I'm going to start off with this design. The next stencil I used was this heart one, intertwining hearts. So I'm going to mark a square outside of this square. Now in the corner where the hearts went, there was a corner, so I still wanted a heart theme, so I took the heart shape and put it into that corner, into the four corners. We have the inner part done, and I've come out now to a 4.5 inch border, which I'm going to put this cable in, but I'm going to do the corner first. I like a cable, and you can fill it in with such a lot of things. So I'm going to put this cable design in, and I'm happy with all that. So I'm now going to go and put wadding behind it and the backing on, and then we'll come back and see what we're doing for the quilting. So we've come round and we've done all the squares, done all the fillers inside. Now this is a method I've not used before, but I want to use 3 colours. I'm going to use 3 different quilting designs within the quilt. So I want to do 3 colours. And I've used the colour wheel, and I like this blue. This blue was in my head, so and I've gone to the opposites for the triad, the triangle one. And I've taken the 3 nearest colours to it. And I quite like that, and I pulled them in to a thing, so it's going to be quite a cheerful little quilt, and I quite like that. So we've got this far, so now we need to go away and think of the 3 designs that we're going to use within the quilt to make it pop. So hopefully you can see what I've done here. I've drawn the plait in the pink, and I've drawn the feather in the blue, and I've got a yellow, but it doesn't show very much on the paper, for the teardrop. So I've done the teardrop picture here, and those are the 3 that I'm going to use. When I did the original video for this quilt, the very first part of it didn't come out very well at all, especially these feathers. So I'm going to do a stitch out separate for them so that you can actually see these feathers. And this is the shape here of the feathers, which is like a diamond shape. So I'll start here in the centre. I'll just pull up my thread. Okay, and I'll just go around the outside of the shape first so that you can see how that goes. I do have a ruler here to do it, but it doesn't always show so well on the video because my hands are normally in the wrong area for it. So I'll try and do it sideways. And then down here. And I'm turning it around so that you can actually see the ruler being in use. Right, so this is the point, and this will be the centre circle of this design. And if you want, you can draw a spine in. So we're going to start with our feather, and remember some of them are going to be quite small. So, and remember how the saying that I always have, half a bird's wing around the sun. Half a bird's wing and around the sun. Bringing it in to meet the last feather. And follow that all the way up. About a 45-degree angle when you go on, and then one at the top. Follow it all the way back down to the bottom, and then come up this side. Some people find one side easier than the other. I don't think it matters, but I've been doing them a long time. So half a bird's wing and around the sun, and back down to bed it in. And I come all the way back down. Now in the actual video and in the quilt I have done the centre in a lemon colour, but you can't see it on the videos at all very well. So I'm going to continue this in blue, and I've come into the first feather and I'm making a little teardrop, a stem with a teardrop on the end. And as the feather gets bigger, so the teardrop gets bigger. One up the top and come down the other side. And when it's a separate colour to the actual feather, it does give a nice finish. That's our feather done. So we go around and we do all 4 of them. So I'm coming down to do the second one down here of the plait, and I like the plait design. So we get to here and we come across, come halfway back, halfway back, to the middle and down, to the middle and down, to the middle and down, and it comes all the way down here. Don't worry about that. Come all the way back up till about there and across. So you can see that forming. Then we need to come back up here and take it across there. the middle, down to 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 the middle, down. Now I've come to the centre of this little circle we have in here, and I'm using the pink again, and I'm going to use the teardrop, and it's a micro teardrop, micro quilting. Now if you prefer to do a stipple, please do. It just has to be micro. I just prefer to do this rather than a stipple. I'm not a stipple fan at all. I would use this every time instead of a stipple. I'm going to put the stipple, or as I call it, the mama bear, papa bear, baby bear, into this other area. In this area I'm just going to show you how I did the mama bear, papa bear. So 1 teardrop, 2 teardrops, 3 teardrops. And I've made them bigger so that you can see mama bear, your baby bear, mama bear and papa bear. Sometimes grandpapa bear come in between. They don't have to be uniform, and they can bend if you need them to bend. You only need to do 2 if you only want 2. So there we have the teardrop, which was used in yellow most of the time. A little bit of one of the hearts had it in pink, but 90% of the time it was done in the yellow. So I've loaded my thread up with the pink, the dark pink, and I've pulled my cotton through. So we're going to go around the first heart shape in, and I'll be doing this design in it, but you will choose whatever design you think you would like in there. You don't have to stick with the same theories as me. As I say, this is an experiment for me to do. When I was going round, I found it was easier to do 1/2 at a time. On the first one you can get right round it, but on the next ones you can't, so it's easier just to do one part at a time. But we'll do the first one, and I've gone round it once and I will go round it another time. And you do have to, if you've got a strong colour on like this, you do have to take your time. It's not a race. Across, back to the middle. Cross, back to the middle. Cross, back to the middle. And we keep doing that. Now you can use a ruler, but it's very tiny, so I think it can be done freehand. But I definitely wouldn't have put it freehand on the larger one. There's no right way or wrong way. You deal with it, and so that when you come across you get a line. At the end it's just a design. I chose these 3 designs because they're 3 of my favourites. Not necessarily the best ones for these, but it's a challenge. So So I've come round it, it's looking okay really, and I will now take it around one more time around the edges. It just tidies it up. So now we're coming on to this second one, and like I say, you won't get all the way round in one go on this because this other one intermixes. So just go round the part that you can to start with. It's easy to do your 3 layers now because they're short. And in this one I the little teardrops. So we'll continue doing that in this one. Good practice for micro quilting. I've actually left my ruler foot on at the moment because I would be taking it off and on, off and on. So decided I can quilt it just the same with this foot. This was the original foot that came with it. So now I need to come down and do the second half. Now you don't have to lift and come off because you can just come across one of your lines. So I'm going to do the infill first and then I'll go over the outside. Just tidy it up afterwards with 2 layers. Stippling would go very nice in here. We can now see that we've got 2 hearts done and they're slightly different, so we'll do it in alternate all the way. So I'll continue down here and then I'll stop. So we've now got the hearts done. We're going to go in between the hearts and we're just going to do the teardrop, and when we finish that we're going to echo all the way around the outside of these. Because these have already been stenciled on and drawn on, although the marks have now gone and the pins are all gone, it makes it so much easier. Now you see you come to the end here. Take a yellow line down there. Now we'll just move it into that. So you see we'll quickly do these centres. These don't have to be quite as precise as the outside ones do. So you can move quite quickly with this design. So there we have all the centres done, and I'm now just going to echo it. So take it to the edge there. And with this foot it's very easy to echo. Just a bit to the foot. And back to where we started. So I have my little square drawn here, and where I would normally have this like this, you can't see it. So I'm turning my square round, and imagine my hearts are in the centre of this. So we can draw 1 or 2 hearts, or draw 1 heart here. So I have my heart here and a heart here, like that, 2 hearts. And what I've done is I can put the ruler behind me here, and you can see that I'm going along the edge of that line. I've kept it in blue so that it shows up. Then you move forward, and it is just the width of your foot. You then bring your ruler along the edge of that line. And keep on going along this And when you get to your heart, stop and take it back. Come down, because we'll come back up the other side. So take your ruler to there. So you take your ruler to your previous sewing line, and then you just keep going down. You bring it down the edge of your square. It is much easier up and down, so you know, you're not videoing it, so do it the easy way. And you just bring it till it meets the hearts. You will get a nice piano effect, as I call it. Try to stay within the line. So then you come up this side, and I find it easier then to put the ruler on the line at the other side so that it matches up. And you just come across and come up this side. Like I say, it's actually the width of the foot, so when the edge of the foot gets to the line you've just sewn, you can then put your ruler in. But I'm matching it up with the other one so that it looks like I've done it all in one, so they're even. Hopefully they're even anyway. So then you can come right round it and even it off. But it looks very nice when it's done in the quilt. And the hearts will actually pop for you. So that's how I've done that part of it. So we're round to the last end of this quilt, and I wanted to show you how to do this blue. So we're going to come round this shape that looks like a rope, the same design or the same shape that is used in a rope, and we're going to come up and do this blue feathers on this side. So first of all, we'll come round remember the saying, half a bird's wing and round the sun. And take it all the way up to the top. No need to hurry. When you get to the top, we've come all the way down to the bottom. And then we're going to come up inside and do our little teardrops. Come back down on the outside to give it a second thread on that side. And a little bit of a circle on the end. So there we have the first one done, and we'll go right across here and do all of them, and you'll be able to see what it looks like. So I'll continue right the way across this side till we get to the end, and then I'll come back and we'll do the pink design. So that, I think you can see that there, we're going to do this plait design on the pink, and we'll come back and I'll just show you how that goes as well. We've come right across this part of the quilt, and we're now going to reset because I need to put on the foot belonging to the ruler, and we'll come back across here in the pink. So we're all loaded up with our ruler foot on, our pink thread on. We're going back along this design with the plait design, and I'm using the Carol Olsen's Accents in Design rulers, and this is the small 6-inch one. It is really the only rulers I use, but you can use any ruler that you have. But first of all, I need to come over here and do these 2 lines backwards forwards, and they are not straight, so I will just do them freehand for now. Now take our ruler and we'll do across there and back. So we go across, back, centre. Come back round this way with my ruler. Cross, back, centre. Cross, back, centre. Now you can go in beforehand and mark all this if that's how you prefer to do it, but to be truthful, just use your judgment and it will come out just as well. And when you get to there, we need to come up then and do this one. So I'll lift this up, bring it across to here. on, we've done our pink, we've done our blue, now we're going to fill in with the lemon. And don't forget that we're using Mama Bear, Papa Bear and Daddy Bear, or teardrop, whatever you want to call it. And we'll go into each of these centres. So 1, 2, 3. Baby Bear, Mama Bear, Papa Bear. And Grandpapa Bear if you need to get out into another area. Don't forget you can use any design you want. If you would prefer to use the stipple, that's fine. It just wants to be a tightish design for in here. I just like this design, that's all. Much nicer than stippling, in my mind anyway. So there's one done. And we'll come across and do this one, and when I get to the end we'll come back and we'll see where we go from there. Then we'll come to the border, the final bit where the cable is, and we've got the cable on the inside here, but we have this shape that comes alongside of the, we have this shape here, which I again have taken the same design as I've done in the corner and I've popped it in to the centre. I've gone into the centre of that shape and I've just put the feather in there. In the cream, this is all background filling. And I've come along. Just to finish off the backgrounds. So we've come to this last square now in the quilt with this little motif which is like a heart with a little teardrop in it. And I'm going to do the outline in blue and the teardrop, and then I'm going to do lines all the way in. That's how I started, but when I got further through I decided I didn't like it, so I've added circles to it. So we'll do this now and we'll have a look at it. So first of all we put in the teardrop, and then we'll put in the heart shape. And then I echoed around this teardrop and filled it in. And when this was done, I didn't actually like it. So I filled in between each line, bar from the teardrop, with a circle. With a little pebble, mini pebbles, as you used to do in small things. And because I had started with the lines, I had to continue with all the other ones as lines, otherwise I would have had a lot of unpicking to do, and I'm not in favour of that. So just follow the lines around, add in your little pebbles. It does get you very used to doing tiny ones. And then on the outside of it, the last row. And then when this is done, what I've done is I've gone round every one of those lines again and emphasised them slightly, made them heavier in thread, so that this becomes part of the design. So there we are, and that looks much better, and when we do it 4 times round it will look very much better. I brought this over round so that you hopefully can see that there. That has come out all right, and I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to go round and do these 4, and then we're going to come back and put the yellow in, and then we're going to echo the yellow. So I'll come back when that's done. So there we are, we finished the round, all 4 of them. So I'll go and change the thread and we'll do the centre now. So I'll come back with my yellow and I'm going to go into the teardrop first and just colour it in. Literally just colour it in. And then come out and do your teardrops. And every time you get to a teardrop, just come in and fill it in. We have the centre filled. Now come out in between these and echo it in the yellow. And it's not turned out so bad now. So, and on the corners here I have done like a fleur-de-lis. So I'll just do them in blue on this sample piece so that you can see how I filled in the back, and I did it in the cream colour. So I've come to the outside of your line and I've just done the feather shape. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3. Then I've come over to this one and I've done exactly the same. 1, 2, and I've done them all in self-colouring.